Hi everyone. A few thoughts in advance of Norman Stanley's debut over hurdles and debut for Foxtrot, far more importantly, tomorrow at Uttoxeter. We've got a full field of 18. Goodness me, I thought the maiden hurdle might be a bit less competitive, but it's not a bad one at all for this time of year. You can probably put a line through certainly well over half the field, and I would say probably a bit more than that. A few to look out for. There is a nice horse that was with Willie Mullins, now with Dr. Newland. Cillian Leonard rides, takes 7 off, horse called Minella Encore. He is rated over 130 and far and away the best rating on paper. Be interesting to see how he gets on for the switch of yards, certainly. Velasco for Tom Lacey looks nice, obviously quite highly thought of. They tried to sell him for 100,000 after he won his point-to-point back in the spring, went unsold and has stayed in the yard. But presumably they quite rate him. There's one off the flat, a horse called Busy Street for Tony Carroll. Doesn't quite look the horse that he used to be, but still has had a bit of class about him in the past, was rated well into the 80s, and if he takes the hurdling, he'd be interested. Copper Coin and another horse called Mandalayan, both had a few runs over hurdles and have shown a bit of class. Mandalayan has had a second wind up quite recently though, so either the first one hasn't worked or actually they're just really struggling. And then a horse called Last Royal, who one is with Kieran Burke, and Tom Bellamy rode to win his bumper last time out. Those really are probably the half dozen or so that really should be towards the head of affairs, and I'd like to think Norman Stanley will be there with them. Look, it's been a long time since he ran. He's had his problems obviously, but we have taken our time with him through the spring and the summer. I like to think that he's well. He loves his jumping. 2.5 miles will suit. His bumper form is pretty solid. And if the old ability and enthusiasm is still there, and I think it is, hopefully he can run a nice race. If you can find a bookmaker that will offer you 5 places tomorrow, then I wouldn't put you off £1 or 2 each way at what will probably be a big price given how long he's been off. Very best of luck, and I will let you know how he gets on after the race and give you feedback.